Welcome to the 5 for 2 podcast with me, your host Adele, where we say no to careers where you're trading 5 days of misery for 2 days of fun. A place we discuss all things career, confidence, and money moves. I want to motivate, teach, and empower ambitious women to achieve more, earn more, feel more confident, and enjoy the work they do. It's all about believing you can have everything you want in your career and then going and getting it. So if you're ready, let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode. Hope everyone's doing well. Let's get straight into it. Today's episode is going to be about money because I am always trying to help you guys get more of it. Listen, if your 9 to 5 is your main source of income or your only source of income, it should be able to help you build the life you want. You should be able to use it to invest so you can create passive income and more money so that you can work less. You should be able to use it for holidays, trips, food, savings, your kids, university for your kids. Like their list goes on and on and on. But it starts with money. Unfortunately, we live in a world where without it, we can't do anything. And in this economy, who doesn't need more money? So, something I've noticed a lot recently, I've noticed it's previously, it's something that's always been happening, but it's happening way more at the moment because people are worried about money. And that worry translates in our career to us not asking for more because people are scared they won't get the offer or they'll lose their job because they're asking for too much. So that's resulted in a lot of people fearing that they can't get more salary, can't get bigger pay. When actually, I've got clients this year that have got 40, 50K more. I've got a client who jumped from being on 30K to 80K and she got a relocation package. I've got clients who are still negotiating well into the six figures, 110, 115K. However, I'm not going to say to you it's easy. I'm not going to say to you, oh, yeah, you just go in, you're going to get the money. But I am going to say to you that it's possible. And one of the first things I want to say to you guys is big brands do not reduce their prices to accommodate you. Even in this cost of living, big brands do not reduce their prices to accommodate you. They just sell to who can afford them. You should do the exact same. So rather than worry about, oh, what if I ask for too much? Go somewhere where the too much is the right amount. Go somewhere where they can actually afford you. You guys know I've spoken about one of my recent jobs where I told them the salary I wanted and they agreed straight away. And I was like, oh, I definitely could have got more. I didn't ask for enough. However, I asked for exactly what I wanted. I had calculated what I thought I was worth, what I would bring to the table. I had added in the additional because no job that they give you on paper is the exact job you get when you go. They always expect more. So I add that in. I add a little bit of tax on top. I bump it up. I added in what if emergencies, because your salary should pay way more than just your bills. What about my emergencies? What about my investing? Added all that up, did my market research, spoke to people in the industry. So I was happy with the salary I got, but I know for a fact I could have got more and I would have been happy with more because who wouldn't? If you can get more, why wouldn't you? But the thing is, if they couldn't have offered me that salary, I would have kept looking because why should I reduce my costs and then complain about it? Because let's be real, if you reduce your costs and you say, okay, fine, I'll take a lower salary, you're going to be the one complaining when your gas bill goes up, when your electric bill goes up, when life goes up. It's £100 a day just to go outside, maybe 150 at this point, just to be outside. Like I spend money like it's water at this point. It's ridiculous. And that's just for basic stuff when I'm going outside. So if you take a lower salary, you're going to be complaining. Do not get me wrong. There are times when you just have to take the job. I've been there. Listen, you all know I was a single parent for a long time. Sometimes the job is the job. However, anytime I've interviewed for or applied for a job where I'm just like, you know what, I just need some money, I just need to get paid, I continue looking. I continue interviewing. I continue searching because that job is not the job. That job is just the job in between, the bridge job, to bridge the gap, to pay the bills, to make sure I'm good until I can find a job that pays me what I want. And sometimes that's what's needed. Depending on the season of life you're in, sometimes a job is just a job and you need to take it. However, never stop interviewing. And I know some people will say, but if you keep interviewing, what if you start a new job and a month in, you get booked for an interview for somewhere else? And then what if you go for that interview and get the job? You can't just leave a job after a month. My question to you is why? Because I promise you that you could get a job now and 2 months in get laid off or get made redundant, or the company shuts down, or they restructure and decide that your role's not available anymore. That can happen. That has happened to people I know. That happens all the time. Companies don't care. They could care less. They don't give a shit that you just started. Everyone's heard that saying, last one in, first one out. It's not always the case, but it happens. So you might go somewhere, start, be there for 6 months, and then they're like, oh, this isn't working. Restructure, laid off. They don't care. So why are you worried? If you take a job and it's just for now, just to hold you over, and then you get booked for an interview for somewhere else, go for that interview. Put yourself first. And that whole, oh, it's going to look bad on my CV if I've got a job where I've only been there 1 month or 2 months. How do contractors get more jobs then? How do contractors go from being contract workers to permanent workers? Because they have loads of jobs where it's like 2-3 months. You're making something a problem. So when you go to interview, you show up with that energy like, oh, I know this is going to be a problem. Guess what? The person responds and it is a problem. I've had short jobs. I work with clients who've had short jobs. You have to just be able to explain why the job was short. Also, if I take a job and I'm there a couple of weeks and then I get offered another job and it's the job I want and I go and take it, why am I even talking about the job that I was at for 2 weeks? Why? It's not really a job. I was just there. I haven't even passed probation. I was just there, like, I just dipped my toe in the water. Why are we discussing somewhere I've been for 2 weeks or a month? Now, don't get me wrong. Depending on where you work, because I do security checks on people. Some jobs, it doesn't care if it's a month or 2 weeks, you need to declare it. Be ready with a strong answer. Be ready with why. But put yourself first. If you go for the other interview and they're like, oh, you've only been at your current job for a month and they don't offer you the job because of that, oh, well, keep looking. But don't get stuck where you don't want to be, and don't discount your services. If you go back to one of my older episodes, stop offering discounts to companies they didn't ask for. I can't remember what number it is. It's in the 50s, I feel like, or it could be in the 60s, but it's somewhere around there. Stop offering discounts. If they cannot afford you, go where they can afford you. Sometimes all it is that some companies are smaller or they don't make as much money. They genuinely cannot afford you. Not that you're not worth the money you're asking for. Some people come to me and they're like, oh, I've been to about 3-4 interviews and I'm not getting the salary I want, so I think I'm going to have to just settle. And I'm like, let me see the companies you've applied to. And when I look, they're all similar companies. Remember, you can look companies up, especially if they're trading on the stock market. You can look them up online. How much money are companies making? What's their annual turnover? Some of this information is public record. So you can go and find it. It depends on the company, but some of them are public. If they're public, go and find out. Sometimes some of my clients, I'm saying to them, you're applying to all the similar companies. They're all small to medium size. They can only afford this amount of money. Why not go for a bigger company? Go to places that have more money. And if I'm honest with you, it's not always about bigger companies. I've worked for some small companies and ended up with titles and salaries way bigger than at a larger company. And those titles and salaries have helped me then go to a larger company and get even more money. So it's not always about the size of the company, but it is about the profitability. How much money is the company making? Are they losing money? Are they making money? What was their annual turnover? We know places like Amazon and stuff like that making money, growing year on year on year on year on year. Who is it that you work for? Who are you interviewing with? Can they afford what you're asking for? Have you researched your industry? Is anyone getting paid what you're looking for in your industry? Anyone, anywhere. I don't care which country it is. I don't care where it is. Are people earning that amount of money? If they are, then you can earn that type of money. Have you spoken to people in the industry? Or are you just believing when the company say, oh, you're asking for too much? Companies are always going to tell you you're asking for too much because they don't want to pay you. If companies could, they would have free labor. They want cheap workers who do exceptional work. I'm going to say that one more time. They want cheap workers that do exceptional work. So they want to pay you peanuts to do caviar level work. And you're accommodating them. Because when you accept that, when you say, I'm going to give you I'm going to give you 10 out of 10 work while you give me 4 out of 10 salary, you're accommodating their BS. So what I want you to really think about is, how are you researching the companies that you're interviewing with? Can they afford what you're asking for? When you saw the job advert, what was the salary? I had someone say to me, oh, they're only paying up to 50K, but I want to go for the job and I'm going to ask for 75. Listen, I'm all for asking for more, but they've already said 50K is our max. Now, if you're going in asking for 55, 60, oh, maybe 75, babe, go somewhere where they can afford 75. Go somewhere where they're advertising that sort of money. Have conversations up front. This is what I'm looking for. Let them let you know, is that something they can even accommodate? Now, if you want 75 and they're offering 70, but the benefits are amazing, everything else is lined up, and you think to yourself, you know what, 70 works for me, then do that. I'm not saying that that's not okay. What I am saying is, don't discount yourself and then be fed up because you're working a job that isn't paying you what you deserve. You're going to have to get up in the morning. A lot of people have to commute in. You're going to be spending time on trains, on buses, driving, whatever it is. Then you're going to spend most of your day there, and then you've got to get home, and then you've got to cook, and you've got to clean, you've got to do whatever else you do in the evenings. Factor all of that in, and then on top of that, put a crap salary on it. Nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to live like that. So instead of discounting your rate, now remember, when I say your rate, I think of 9 to 5 just like I would a business. How much does it cost to work with you? Like, how much does it cost the company for you to show up every day, do really good work? Because promise you, when I'm on a low salary, people are getting the bare minimum. If someone tries to ask me, even in my business, like, oh, can you do it for less? Yes, I can, but which part of the service would you like me to remove? Because if the service costs this and you want to pay less than that, then you can't get the full service. Nobody walks into a brand shop, Prada, Gucci. I say this all the time, guys. None of you walk into those shops and say to them, oh, I know this is $2,000, but can you give it to me for £300? Absolutely not. If you want a discount, you have to wait till they're on sale. You don't walk into those shops. When you had to get your mortgage, did you go to the bank, or did you speak to the owners after you'd negotiated, you'd agreed a rate? You said, oh, you're paying 500,000 for your house. Did you wait till all the paperwork was done and then say, oh, actually, can we do it for 350? The price is the price. Guys, whatever the price is, the price is the price. Now, I'm not saying you can't ask. Listen, try your luck. I'm always someone who says try your luck. But the price is the price. So if a company wants to try their luck with you, that's on you whether you accommodate them. But me, I'm going to go somewhere where they can afford me. Companies can try their luck all they like, because I will always try my luck. But to ask me, can I be paid, I don't know, 20 or 30K less than I want, when I know what I'm going to be delivering at the job, I know what I bring to the table, that's a no from me. 9 to 5 business, exactly the same. The service costs what it costs. And if someone thinks your cost is too high, maybe they're just too cheap. Go somewhere where someone can afford you. Sometimes it's not that sometimes it's not that you're too expensive, it's that you're talking to the wrong people. Go where they can afford you. We all know the example of the bottle of water. How much it costs in an airport versus how much it costs in a club versus how much it costs in your local newsagents or your local supermarket. The price is different everywhere. Why? Because of the location. And people pay it no matter where it is. Big brands are still selling bags, shoes, clothes, because there is always someone willing to pay it. You need to think of yourself like that. There is always someone willing to pay the price that it costs to have you as an employee. Are you that good at your job? Because start there. If you know you're good at your job and what you bring to the table, you know you make these companies money, you know you save them money, you know you're doing your thing, then why do you not expect to be paid more? Like I said, big brands do not lower their prices to accommodate you. Stop lowering your prices to accommodate BS companies. Go where they can afford you. Anyone currently going through a job search, looking for higher salary, keep going. Yes, it might take longer in this job market, but it will happen, People are still getting 6-figure salaries. People are still getting multiple 6-figure salaries. It's not the be all and end all just because the job market is bad. It just takes a different type of strategy. And I've talked about this in previous episodes. Go back, listen. You just need to approach the strategy different. And the truth is, the strategy for me has never changed. Since way back when I started coaching, you should always be showing off your results. You should always be showing off how you can help the company get the results they want, because that's how you get the money that you want. And then when you start the job and you start delivering those results, that's how you're able to renegotiate your salary. So again, go where they can afford you. If you need to take a job right now just to take a job, do it. But while you're there, continue to send out your applications, continue to apply to jobs, continue to put yourself in a position where you can earn the money you want so you can build the life you want. Go where they can afford you. I've said it about 500 times. But yes, if you struggle with negotiation, if you struggle with getting paid what you want and you want some support, book a 90-minute session with me. Like, I will get you all the way together. I will show you how to identify your most marketable skills, how to use those and talk about the results that you can deliver, and then use those to get more money. And if you're not ready for coaching yet, go back and listen to some of my episodes, because they will also help you. But if you want more specific, personalized support, reach out, book a consultation call, and let's go from there. Anyway, I hope this has encouraged someone and helped someone not to settle for a crappy salary when you can go somewhere else and get paid exactly what you want, even in this job market. Anyway, I will speak to you guys in the next episode. Bye. I hope this episode gave you exactly what you needed and motivated you to confidently take steps towards your next career move. If you enjoyed it, screenshot and share it on your socials, tag me on Instagram, and come join my community of amazing women working on leveling up their confidence and career. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.